Hello, welcome to another video, and today I'm sharing my Rafa build. This is a generalist Rafa build that basically can use any gun that you can pick up, though I of course have some favourites, such as the Bonnie and Clyde here. It's amazing. I think it's one of Rafa's best mobbing weapons, to be honest. It is so good, and what I enjoy about this build is that I'm not limited to it. I can just use whatever I want. I've been enjoying the Phantom Flame of all guns with it, just because yeah, I wanted a build that was just pick up any gun and do well with it, kind of like my Vex build. So, and before we jump into the spec, I would like to quickly share that I'm a Mobalytics partner. Mobalytics is a build and guide website that specializes in a bunch of different games, including Borderlands 4, that allows me to do write-ups for all of the builds that I make in this kind of interactive page here, where you can hover over skills and items that I've typed in here. Just makes it really easy to return to builds and just look up if you need to see a quick thing without sifting through a video, and it makes it easy for me to make changes. So any updates that I would have for this build will end up on Mobalytics here first, so if you're watching this in the future and you're curious if this build has changed at all, you'll immediately be able to see those changes on this page. So there'll be a link to this in the description and in the pinned comment. Jumping into the spec here, and you might notice that's not a lot of red. And you're right, I was doing a lot of testing with the recent changes behind Soldado. It can now get 2 out of 1 to take it to 150, and to get there you go through Barrage and Temerario, which are 2 very good skills. However, after testing this and testing a heavier blue spec, the heavier blue spec was just downright better, even for the guns that it technically shouldn't synergize as well with. So, with our red tree, I just picked up the fire rate, action skill uptime, and some extra soup damage. And then we've got Instinto to proc metal management, as well as just being a really good augment as well. And we can swap to Bullet Buddy Deluxe whenever needed. I put 1 point into Expedite. We have a lot of overdrive bonuses, so this 5% movement speed actually just gives us quite a bit of distance. Just a 1 point drop here, just had a lot of return. We had the point, it was like, yeah, this feels really, really good. And then into our blue tree, lots of good stuff here. So, tier 1, Rinse is got very poor returns. It's 4% per point, which is already poor for a reload speed skill, and it doesn't get overdrive bonuses, so skip this, it is not good. And we're going to max out some ammo regen and fire rate, both of which are overdrive, so these will scale up really, really high and be really good. This gives us metal management. This allows us to spam infinite underbarrels, as well as just be really useful, just to give us 2 seconds of infinite ammo whenever we need it. Really good for torque sticky weapons, or just in general, if we need the few extra shots to finish an enemy, or if we've got a badass, you just hit this, infinite ammo for a few seconds. And then Al Centro, just to, make all of our guns laser beams. And this unlocks our branches, where we have Brain Dump for crit chance. We've got very high crit chance here, pushing towards 100%. El Soldado. This recuperates some of the loss of Temerario, gives us some more gun damage back. And then you can do Offhand Lance, which is of course good for like bossing and whatnot, to get even more damage out of it. It's on shotgun, so it's very efficient, good skill. And then our bottom right branch here, Jack, for some more overdrive bonuses, further increasing the distance of Brain Dump, Garish, Thrill, Expedite, all the good stuff. And then ending it off with the Deadline, which is a much better reload speed skill. So we skip Rinse and get this one. And this is kind of like the crux of why I went heavy blue tree. Because getting this reload speed just opened the door for so many more guns that otherwise were a little bit clunky to use. A quick look into Specializations, and it's, riddle you this in the zone. Now with Caffeine, Bullet Train, these are just going to be the highest damage ones for us. We can drop a Bullet Train and go for CQC if you want to use the fish. That is a perfectly viable option. Best defense is good, but it does require 20 points in Survivor, and I'd rather just not. I'd rather overspec Brute, Killer, and Sharpshooter. Now for the guns and gear, and opening up with the Bonnie and Clyde. Yes, as you saw from the start of the video, this gun is just so good, and it works very well with the Dedio firmware as well. Gives us an extra 35% on shot bonus, as well as the 35% fire rate bonus, which is mad. So, Very good firmware, and this weapon just leans into it so well. High ricochets, high DPS, high damage output. You never have to reload the thing, which is like... So, this was kind of like why I tried to make 2 in Soldado work. Because I never have to reload this gun, I didn't need the reload speed from Blue Tree. But even with putting that Blue Tree investment, this gun still felt just as good with Blue Tree versus Red Tree. And if this gun is feeling just as good with Blue Tree, any of the other guns where I am going to be reloading, it's just even better for Blue Tree. The Dark Beast, I made a video on this recently, a good all-rounder for both mobbing and bossing, and great for vile weapons. I just swapped this, I've got a Daedalus ammo swap on it as well, if I still want to keep using Dedio with it. Dark Beast, one of the new S tier weapons. TK's Wave, my primary bossing option. This one has sticky rounds. Sticky rounds on a TK's Wave, I'm sure you've already seen it by now, but if you haven't, it is one of the just upfront highest DPS weapons in the game. I do recommend trying to put in at least one metal management proc, just, you know, hit it Instinto, our action skill augment, get 2 seconds of infinite ammo, just gives us a few extra shots down range. Some of the weapons that are really good to use is the Boom Slang. It's, you know, explosive sniper rifle with Torg airburst. It's really fun, it's easy to use. Big hits and decent ad clear. Complex Root is a good bossing option. It will, you know, melt a lot of bosses, as will Beam Tossers. Beam Tossers, lots of people like these. It's an underbarrel, we can spam those. Lots of shots, lots of damage. The 7th Sense in either Ripper or non-Ripper guys is always very powerful. Bod is, well, odd. You say anything there? Missile Laser. This is a fun gun that we can use with metal management. Get lots of stickies out, lots of big lasers. It's not the best in slot option, but it is fun to use. It's very interactive, and I know a lot of people are enjoying it. And the Burnt Bees, I'm using Torg Impact, this one with the Torg Airburst enhancement, and it just really elevates and brings this weapon alive. I think without that, it does start to fall behind on the consistency front. And even down to the Phantom Flame, because why not? Not good at bossing at all, but it's funny, and basically just really showing how you can use anything you want with this build. The goal is if the gun is decent, then the build will be able to use it. So I can just swap weapons all day and just have a grand old time. On to supporting gear. Now for mobbing, I tend to use the Kill Spring because it's just like, I don't have to think about it, it's keeping me alive, and then when my action skill ends, I pop it, I get an accelerator boost. It's just kind of cozy. For maximum uptime on our action skill, we can of course use the triple bypass to really make sure that there is no downtime. And if you want DPS, good for boss DPS, we also have the War Paint. For class mod, it's the Dancer. It's always the Dancer. It's the Dancer. Skills don't matter too much. I prefer more points in Thrill, but as long as you have the point in Soldado, that is what is most important with this class mod. In terms of shields, it's a little bit open. I've been using a Siphon What's for Dinner here. It's just very versatile. For the slow fire rate weapons, like the Boom Slang, you've got the Guardian Angel, which has got very high amp up times. You can even You can even throw on a Super Soldier or a Fireworks for mobbing. As far as ordnance goes, Singularity Grenades are fun. Firepot is of course going to be one of the best in slots here, especially in bossing. And of course, Slippy is good if you want to use the CQC Specialization. And finally, on to enhancements. So currently what I'm using is one with gun equip speed. So this Mallow one, it's irrelevant. I'm not using Mallow one. I'm using it for the passives. I've got gun equip speed as well, some of the good gun stats on here. Really just helps the fluidity of swapping modes with the Bonnie and Clyde. But if you're not doing that and you're just picking up other guns and shooting, then you're just going to want, you know, your gun damage, your gun mag, gun fire rate, weapon type damage, that kind of thing. Jacobs, we've got a lot of Jacobs here, weapons here, so Piercer, Sequencer, Bounce Pass, all fantastic options. If you're using Atlas weapons, the Atlas enhancements are very strong. Same goes for Ripper. Just use, as with all things enhancements, you cannot farm for them, so just use the best you've got. That's just a decision you'll have to make on which one's best for you. Now onto firmwares. I am currently running High Cal 2. High Cal 2, you want these on a fixture, like something you're not really going to be changing out. High Cal 2 can always sit here. As for the other three, these ones we can swap in and out. So I have these on the items that are easier to swap. So currently I've got Dedio, and that works really nicely for my TK's Wave, my Dark Beast, and my Bonnie and Clyde. However, if I don't want to do that, I have access to a nice and easy Deadeye 2 swap into Heating Up. You can do Deadeye 3, whatever combo you want. I really like Deadeye 2, High Cal 2, Heating Up 1. That's one of my favorite combos to do. But this Heating Up can be, you know, Deadeye 3. It could be High Cal 3 if you want. Bullets to Spare 1 for the extra fire rate. Sometimes I forget to even have one because I'm swapping enhancements so much. I have this be like the final point. And then for weapons with Atlas parts, I run an Atlas Infinium swap. Gives me access to that because it's just a direct upgrade over High Caliber 3. So yeah, I hope all that was easy to follow. Firmwares are a bit of a pain to farm with, honestly. So don't put too much stock into them. Although I will say that the Dedio combo has been a lot of fun. Since the buff. Well, it was good before, but since the buff, Dedio is so powerful, so I wanted to kind of leverage that. And the Bonnie and Clyde was just the gun for it. You're constantly swapping firing modes anyway. It just makes sense, and it is a genuinely very powerful firmware. And that about wraps it up for me. I'm going to call it there. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.